These, cash for questions, sexual impropriety, blatant cheating. All regrettable in politics, but compulsory on They Think It's All Over. Our regulars are true blue, as red as they come, yellow to the core, and still green around the gills after last night. They Think It's All Over, where the only time we mention the word election is in a terrible joke about Gary Lineker's time in Japan.
Wednesday at 10 on BBC One.
Meet the glam grands now on BBC One, whooping it up with Mrs Merton.
You tell the milkman no go please, you get your permanent batteries, you take your passport from the mantelpiece behind the clock. 'Cause if the Yanks won't come to us, we'll go to them by plane or bus. Prove up Vegas, we'll be there in time for tea.
And I can't start the show without thanking the BBC for sending us on an all-expenses-paid trip to Vegas. Isn't it nice to see your licence fee finally being spent on something worthwhile, isn't it? Let's give the BBC a round of applause. Famous bows in history, Bow Jest, Bow Bridges, Bow Diddley, but no collection of bows would be complete without my first guest. Ladies and gentlemen, the ample beauty that is Bo Derek. Lovely, sit down. Isn't she beautiful? Do you know, you've got a look of me when I was younger. I can tell you that. It's like looking in a mirror. But actually, I have what we call a friend of mine, Bo. But that's on account of her legs. You know, they're like... you know, you couldn't stop a pig in an entry, if you get my meaning, with them legs. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? Are you all right?
You're good, thank you.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Well, do you know what's funny? We had a season of your films back in England one afternoon, just recently. We had 10.
Oh, yes? I'm
yeah.
glad you said that. There are some others I hope you didn't see.
Oh, no, I don't think we bothered showing them. Just...
Oh, good.
Oh, we liked 10, didn't we? With a little Dudley Moore. What was he like?
Lovely.
Was he?
Lovely, yes.
They're no trouble when they're that size, are they? He's so tiny, isn't it? But did you enjoy making that film?
I did, very much. You know, I wasn't in it very much. So most of the time I just got to play in Mexico and go to the beach and things like that.
Well, there was that scene, wasn't there, that beach scene?
Yes.
Where you were running along. Oh, and you looked so graceful. It was lovely. A friend of mine, Lily, when she runs, she has to put one bosom there, one bosom there. Oh, for safety, for the people's safety. You know. Well, we did like your bosoms in that, didn't we? Oh, we did.
Did you good?
Are your bosoms real?
Yes, actually they are.
Give her a round of applause. You see Dorothy there? Now, Dorothy has an ample bosom. Can you see this one here? They're both there in front.
Yes, Dorothy, huh?
And you know, when we got to the airport, they stopped her and they asked her if they were real, you see. 'Cause I think they thought she was smuggling 2 small boys. Like that. But are you afraid of nudity in films, or do you not mind to go nude or naked?
Well, I've done it so much, I'm not afraid, no.
Just peel them all off.
Well, no, it's just, to me, it's sort of whatever you're doing, the same thing without clothes. It's not...
Yes, it's only nature,
It only
isn't it?
comes natural, you know, to everybody.
But you know Charles Bronson?
I don't know him.
Well, he's an actor. He was
Yes,
in...
I know who he is. I've never met him, but I obviously know who he
Oh,
is.
this is what I heard, apparently, that he drives around America completely naked from the waist down. What do you think of
Now,
that?
who told you that?
I think it was Anne there. I think Anne told me.
You know this for a fact.
Oh, yes, somebody told me.
Somebody told
Yes,
you.
yes.
So pass it on round America.
Okay, I will.
But they wouldn't have found out, but I think he got a puncture. Is that how it goes? He got a puncture and he got out, you know. And that's what happened. But you have launched a swimwear range, haven't you?
Yes, I
recently?
have.
Tell us
I
about
have.
that.
It's my own line. It's called Beau Casa, and it's brand new. We're just starting it, and it should be ready in October.
You see Roy there with the hat on?
Yes, that's a great hat.
It's brilliant.
Has it
isn't
been lucky hat for you?
Yes, it has actually.
It is now.
Good.
I fancy that bow like in your hat. But what happened was we were down at the pool bowl the other day, and we all thought Roy was wearing a thong. You know, a thong.
Were you wearing a thong?
Well, he wasn't. Well, what had happened was a bit of knotted string had got wedged up his buttocks. Do you want to picture that? Very nice, eh? But you have just done a film, haven't you?
No.
No, have you not? Oh,
Not
I'm
for
sorry about
5
that, love.
years. Yeah, I know.
No wonder you're
Soon
doing the
I have to.
swimwear.
Yes, I have
Sewing
to.
of a night.
It's time to feed the horses. I have to get back to work. But I think I'm going to do a television series this summer.
You know the Wigan women, those three. Put your hands up, the Wigan women. Them three, they're horse mad. Never out of the bookies, are you? No, I'm not interested in horses at all.
Not at all.
Well, I never like to put my feet in stirrups unless the doctor present. You know what I'm saying? But you're married, aren't you, to quite an old bloke?
Yes, I've been married 20 years now
Lovely.
to John Derrick.
And tell me this, has he still got all his faculties?
He has them all. He has all
Lovely.
his faculties. He's still extremely handsome and virile.
And I heard that he was a lollipop man in LA. Is that true?
He was a what?
A lollipop man.
What's a lollipop man?
What it is, when people get to a certain age in Britain, if they want, they can become lollipop men. No, he's not one of them, your husband.
I don't think so.
No. How old is he exactly?
70.
Oh, give him a round of applause. You're happily married?
20 years.
And what's the secret, would you say?
Oh, it was meant to be.
Was
It was just meant to be because everything was against it, our age difference, and he's very difficult.
Is it?
Grumpy.
Old bugger.
Oh, terrible.
Is it?
Opinionated, hot-tempered.
Oh.
And so it was just meant to be because it was very difficult in the beginning.
And now it's fine.
Now it's fine. No, it's still difficult. But sometimes that's good. Better than getting old and predictable.
Yes, yeah. Well, you know Bernard? Where's Bernard? He's 82.
Who is?
Bernard there,
Yes.
82.
Well done.
I could be predictable with you, though.
Who'd like to ask Bo Derrick a question? Who'd like to ask Bo a question? Let me see. Jimmy, what would you like to ask Bo?
Have you drawn the line now with taking your clothes off in films?
Drawn the line with taking my clothes off. Well, it gets harder, you know. But
I think you
to
know.
hold in your stomach, to hold in your stomach. No, who knows? Who knows?
What about Harold? What would you like to ask Bo?
Well, I'd just like to make a statement. You are as beautiful as I thought you would be. And it's a pleasure to see you. But being of my age, and Mrs Merton being more of my age, she is the type that I really go for. Particularly her.
Thank you.
Just the Americans, full of it, aren't they? Roy, what would you like to ask Bo?
Well, it's not a question, it's a compliment. I think you're a beautiful person, and I think you're a fantastic actress, and I think you're a legend in your own lifetime, and I think you should be appreciated.
Oh,
put it better myself. Ladies and gentlemen, Bo Derek. Seen a load of old Hollywood stars, but what are real Americans like? Let's speak to 3 everyday American plebs. Will you come and join me on the sofa of dreams, Harold, Hertha and Ginger? Sit down. Oh, lovely. Isn't that lovely? 3 lovely Americans. What do Americans do all day?
Well, we take courses at UNLV, which is the college here. And I find that since I'm retired, there's more things to do, and I don't know how I ever get it done.
Really?
We very rarely eat at home because there's no reason to. The dishes just get old by themselves.
Horace, you had one of those breakfasts all-inclusive for $6.95. What happened again?
Well, what actually happened is I actually helped myself to 2 scones and actually 2 small cakes. The woman at the desk saw me. She came across in a flap and said, "You cannot take any food out here," and so forth, threatened the security and so forth.
Oh, Horace.
Yes, and, well, that didn't bother me. I mean, I've been threatened many, many times in England. And actually, anyway, she took it back. The whole diabolical thing about it, in my opinion, Mrs Merton, the hotel should make it perfectly clear that you can't take food out of the restaurant.
Because if it says all you can eat, that's all you can eat. Throughout the day or the next day, put it in your bag. That's the Northwest way of doing it.
The point is that I feel very strongly, especially for guests that come from England or other countries that don't know, that they should have a notice up. So I requested to see one of the under-managers, which I'm very pleased he did. He was very apologetic, which he needn't be. When I told him he should have had, in England we are told that you ask for doggy bags and to put food in.
Yes.
He basically agreed with me. He apologised. And he said that he would make a note of it and he'd get a notice up. And actually, much to surprise, he, gave it on the house, an expensive evening meal.
Oh!
Including wine. Including wine, yes.
That's marvellous.
Well, I thought
good for you. Aren't you glad now? That's what's going to happen to America now because of our Horace. I know what we'll do. Harold?
Yes?
I tell you what, wouldn't this be marvellous? Why don't we, right, send you up the top of that and you can come down and we'll all clap as if you were really special.
That's very exciting. I'd love to do that.
Would you like to do that?
So, yes.
You see? Would you like to go up? You see, that's the lovely thing about, to be honest, we from the Northwest, we don't care who's who. I mean, look at him. Who is he? And we're going to give him a big clap. And it's going to be like something marvellous. But if you were giving a little broadcast, both of you, to England to say what you've got here, which camera could they do it to? This camera. And if you look in the camera and say why it's marvellous here, what would you say? Ginger,
Las
you go
Vegas
first.
in particular?
America.
Oh, I love it here. Can't be another place in the world. We've lived several places in the United States, and Las Vegas is just tops. And they're great to the seniors. They treat us great, and we're happy to be here. And I want to just live and die here and have fun. It's just fun every day. We have something great to do.
Lovely. Hertha?
There's no place in the world like Las Vegas. Every day is like a holiday to us.
Well, it is to us. We're here on the BBC's money.
And I moved here. I used to be a snowbird. I would come here and spend 3 winter months out of the cold of Michigan. I came from Michigan. And then I finally moved here, started paying a mortgage 10 years ago on a condo. Yeah, on a condo, and dearly love it. I would live no other place.
Do you know, when people back at home watch this, they'll be packing their bags. They will. You know, we've only forgot about Harold. No, let me do a big in. She said that Oprah wouldn't do this, would she? Like some ordinary bloke. Right, okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, having his first go on them stairs, will you welcome Harold Salomon? Put down it. Put down it. He's milking it. He's milking it. Ladies and gentlemen, Harold, Hertha and Ginger. Thank you. Now, if I were to list my next guest hits, you'd know him immediately. Please release me. Yes, that's right, Engelbert Humperdinck. Lovely.
All right.
Oh, sit down, Engelbert. Lovely. How are you, love?
Fine.
It's not exhausted with them steps, has it?
I don't mind the cakewalk. I think it's nice.
You know, we're so delighted to see you. We thought you'd passed away, didn't we? We've not seen you for years. We thought you were dead as a dodo. But, you know, please release me. That was fabulous. It wasn't just fabulous, it was wonderful and it was marvellous. Remind him, Anne, remind him of it. Please release me. Do you remember how it goes?
Please release me, let me go.
Or I don't love you anymore.
Very nice. Really.
Do you know whose favourite song that is? Terry Waite.
This one?
Terry Waite. Terry Waite, you know, and that's his favourite song.
It is?
Yes, that's what he used
Well,
to
he
sing.
had to, didn't he? He had to sing that.
He sang it all the time.
Yes,
But he wasn't as good as you. I think that's why they kept him in. To be honest, really, when you think about it. I've got all your records. I have.
Yeah, and
I've
yet
got...
you couldn't remember one title when I was on the...
No, I've got all your records, and every week I'm there, every Sunday on the car boot, and they can't flog them for loving the money. Do you know what I'm saying? In a funny old way. But let's talk about Tom Jones. Now, I don't know whether this is true, but we heard that you'd had a little bit of a fight, a little bit of a Barney. Now, was it over a pint or a girl?
It was nothing to do with that, I think. We don't get along, you know, we don't get along because...
Do you think he's jealous of you?
No, I don't think it's jealousy, you know. I think Tom Jones is an extremely talented man. He's very, very good, a great voice, you know. And
Well, why'd you hate him? You hate him. Why'd you hate him?
I don't hate him.
You don't like him?
I don't hate him. I dislike him.
Why? Why do you dislike him?
Because, you know, he doesn't know how to be a friend. I mean, I wanted to be friends with him, and because we started off together, and I would have liked to have kept it on a friendly basis and kept it going like
Well, go on, what happened?
like a Bob Hope and
Bing Crosby
kind of thing. And I always mentioned him in my show, no matter what it is. I always, as a matter of fact, to this day, I still mention him. Not very nicely, but I still mention him.
To be honest, I'm being honest, really honest here now. We tried to get him for this show.
Yeah.
We did. But you can't get him for loving the money. You know, his career is so big.
Why not?
I'm not saying your career's on the rocks, and that's why you've done it.
Well, you know, the only thing is, you can probably get him, but it's tough. He has to have a prompter.
Really? Ooh. Because, of course, if you can't remember, it's gone, has it?
I'm just teasing. No, he's all right. He's a good guy. If you call him, he'll come. You know, just say, Tom, he'll come.
Well, no, to be honest now, that's enough talk of Tom. And let's talk about England. What do you miss most about the green grass of home? Of course, you probably remember Lulu, people like that from the 60s. Do you remember Lulu?
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 One of my favorite people.
Really?
She sure is.
She's lovely.
She's great.
To be honest, she's trying to make a big comeback at the moment with the Grattan's catalogue. It's not working, isn't she?
I don't
straws.
think Lulu needs to make a comeback. She's never left.
No. Well, that was a half-hearted clap. We'll cut that bit out. She's watching. No, but have you been back to England recently?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I just came back.
Oh, yes, you've just come back.
I just
of
came
course
back,
you
yes.
have, yes.
It was freezing.
Wasn't it?
Bloody cold it was.
Of course, you're from Leicester.
I'm a Leicester lad.
Can you believe he's a Leicester lad, ladies?
Yeah.
With all that finesse and everything. And did you not notice at the moment we seem to be in England overrun with the Spice Girls?
I think they're great.
I think they're lovely too, but...
But they're getting a lot of publicity in the paper every day.
The word that I always think when I think about them is, it sounds a terrible thing to say, but slappers. A good old northwestern word. They are, aren't they? What do you make, Horace?
No comment.
Well, he's a diplomat. Horace
He is a diplomat, and he's solved a lot of problems between America and England. Who's got a question for old Engelbert Humperdinck? What would you like to ask Enid?
Do you remember coming to Wigan in the
Do I
late
remember
50s?
coming to...
You went to the Ritz and you was Jerry Dorsey then.
I was Jerry.
Yeah,
yes.
that's right.
Oh, yes, you were.
Yes, I had two names, but I've played all over England. I remember playing in all the working men's clubs, because I think that's... If you can play to a club audience, you can play to any audience.
Especially in England.
Yes, because you... Yeah.
Because they're hard, aren't
Yes,
they?
you can get a glass of beer thrown at you and things like that.
No. Any other questions for old Engelbert? What about Harry? Harry Dowd at the back there. What would you like to ask Engelbert?
You said your name was Dorsey originally. Who and how did you come up with the name Engelbert?
Engelbert Humperdinck was the composer of Hansel and Gretel, and he died in 1921. No comment now. He died in 1921, and I took his name over in 1965.
What about Horace? What would you like to ask?
Not a question, but I can remember when he did something unique, and I don't know whether he remember it or not. Do you remember many, many, many years ago? it is many, many years ago that you came to Oldham Carnival and you were in the parade and you what do you call it, rode outside on the bonnet of the car, waving to your fans.
You must remember. You were on the bonnet of a car waving.
Actually, to be honest with you, I don't remember.
He probably don't want. He probably doesn't want to.
Horace, do you remember?
Very, very well. Yes.
Horace, I must have had a couple of pints that night.
Tom would have remembered. Tom Jones would have remembered, wouldn't he, Horace?
Well, what else has he got to remember?
Is this true about you? You do faith healing?
Well, I don't really talk about that because it's not...
No. But you know something? There was a man 2 doors down from me, and he used to say he had healing hands, and then he could only cure chest complaints. And only if it was a woman, funnily enough. And now he's banged up in the slammer.
Well, that's one of the I think that's one of the best parts of being a healer.
Isn't he lovely, ladies and gentlemen? He's a treat, isn't he? I'm glad we couldn't afford Tom Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, Engelbert Humperdinck! Americans, well, they've done us proud. They've welcomed us with open arms, haven't they? Yes. Even Roy. Yes. But, you know, we can't wait to get back home. There's nothing like sitting on your own toilet, is there, really? Is there? You know, who can't wait to get back home? Let's have a heated debate. We've loved it, haven't we?
Very good, but I miss a good cup of tea.
A good cup of tea. We've all missed that, haven't we? Do you know something? If the BBC can afford it, shall we come again? Yes! Have you enjoyed it?
I have, very much.
What are you taking back with you?
Very happy memories.
Well, you know what I'm taking? The hotel towel. They're lovely and soft. I brought an extra case for them.
I'd like to ask a question.
Yeah.
O was a 10, was a perfect 10.
Oh, a 10?
A 10.
Oh, she was a 10.
Now tell me, what is a 10 in a British bloke?
A 10 for a British bloke. And luckily enough, he's right by me. It's Horace. Will you come back again?
Age-wise and long distance in travelling, I don't think, not only to Las Vegas, I think my long distance travelling days are coming to an end. To be quite honest with you, Mrs Merton, I feel after next year I intend to do 1 or 2 trips into Europe. But I feel after next year that it will purely be Blackpool, Llandudno, Scarborough, no further than that.
I think the BBC will be delighted because it's like less money for them to pay out. We'll go there, Horace, and we'll take you.
OK, thank you.
Now, let me come up over here. Anne, do you like to be in America? Have you any songs?
Oh, yes, I want to be in America. Everything's free in America. I want to be in America. America. Have a nice day.
Let me come over here. Oh, my favourite man, Roy. And he's been poorly, ladies and gentlemen. You've been poorly while you've been here, haven't you?
Yeah.
And I'm very glad you've come. Have you enjoyed it?
I think it's a great honour and a great pleasure to be part of your life and be part of the Mrs Merton international family of Great Britain and the United States of America.
I can't follow that.
You can't, can you? I'm sorry, Bill. Well, do you know something? We've had a great time here, haven't we?
Yes.
And I feel a little sad now. I feel sad saying goodbye to Hertha. Hertha, she's been marvellous, hasn't she? I feel sad saying goodbye to Ginger. And I feel sad saying goodbye to Harold. But you know something? I've got a feeling inside me, and do you know what that feeling is, ladies and gentlemen? We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know where.